25 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, even more windy, lower 30s and a mostly sunny sky with that north wind gusting up to around 40 miles per hour at times. That'll be pretty windy for the day tomorrow. By hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, maybe some sunshine before it sets as well for a few spots, and temperatures falling to the 30s later on. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Much of Maine is now under a state of emergency after a declaration by Governor Mills for 14 counties following Monday's severe storm, which left hundreds of thousands without power across the state. That storm also caused significant flooding and infrastructure damage, including to the state's federal aid highways. The state of civil emergency covers the hardest hit counties through much of Maine. The declaration will mobilize Maine resources to support response and recovery efforts. It also opens the door for federal disaster support in the coming weeks. Additionally, all state offices in the 14 counties under the emergency declaration will remain closed today. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard is standing by where the Governor Janet Mills is about to get a briefing. Corey?
Good afternoon, Susan. That's right. I am here at the Maine Emergency Management Agency, where currently Governor Mills is receiving a briefing from the Maine Emergency Management officials, as well as Maine Department of Transportation. They are a big part of this. Obviously, we have seen multiple bridges that have been flooded, multiple areas that have been flooded, and that is part of this morning. What the governor was doing was surveying damage along the Kennebec River, and what she was meeting with the Maine Emergency Management Agency officials there, and they're saying that the Kennebec River has not been seeing this level of flooding in a number of decades. So that is what she is currently doing. She's currently receiving that briefing, and then she's going to come in here. There's a briefing, a press briefing that we will bring you both live on air and on our website, foxbangor.com. That's going to be at 12:30, so stay tuned for that. And for right now, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, Susan.
Thank you, Corey. Utility crews are out in force, continuing to restore power to hundreds of thousands across the state who have been in the dark since Monday. Here are the latest numbers for Versant and CMP. CMP is reporting more than 195,000 customers affected by the outages. That's actually down from more than 340,000 customers affected since last night. Versant is reporting more than 52,000 customers affected by outages. That's down from around 80,000 at the height of the storm. Versant's Power has also confirmed that crews will be coming from Canada, other New England states, and Long Island to assist with power restoration efforts. Officials are still searching for two people who are missing after the car they were in was swept away in floodwaters in Mexico, Maine. A spokesperson for the Maine Department of Public Safety says it happened just before 5 p.m. Monday. The driver was attempting to cross the Red Bridge into Rumford and was turning around when the car was swept away. 3 people managed to escape from the vehicle, but one of them was swept away. A third person still in the car also remains missing. The 2 survivors were taken to the hospital to be treated for hypothermia. Rescues continue to search for the missing people and have been using boats in the area to reach out to others who have been cut off by the storm. Police are urging people to stay away from flooded roads and respect road closures. The Kennebec River has flooded, and officials say the water level will continue to rise and reach dangerous levels. Our Corey Bouchard traveled to towns and cities along the river and has more.
I'm here on Water Street in Augusta, where the area has been closed off since Monday due to the Kennebec River being above flood stage, and it's expected to continue to rise. I spent the day traveling the towns along the river.
The river is pretty unpredictable right now, and it continues to rise.
In Augusta, onlookers watched as the Kennebec River flooded Front Street and the basements of businesses on Water Street. According to people we spoke to, they had not seen the river this high in several years, resulting in a number of road closures up and down the Kennebec River. Waterville Police and Fire Chiefs William Bonney and Sean Essler say people should always be cautious of their surroundings, especially around areas prone to flooding, and not go past barricaded areas.
We're trying to keep people safe, and if we have an area closed off, then we really need people to stay away from that area for their safety and for the safety of our responders.
Right now, as it relates to the river, we have a lot of flow, and that flow can carry debris and in this case, people down the river. So we don't want anybody entering any water that's extremely cold and extremely turbulent Otherwise, the fire department would have to retrieve something or someone.
In Waterville, police warned and evacuated unhoused people staying along the river, including David Layton, who says he lost everything he owns in the flooding.
And I heard it was going to be 40-mile-per-hour winds or something like that, but it was way worse. And the police came down and let me know and told me that the water's going to be rising. They're calling for flood warnings, and found out this morning that the dam had broke up river and that the water was up about, 30 feet more than usually is, and all my stuff's gone. Everything I own is gone now.
In Fairfield, the Kennebec River continued to rise, flooding part of Main Street. Fairfield police say they were called to a home on Norridge Walk Road Monday afternoon after a man was killed trying to remove storm debris. According to police, the man was reportedly using a tractor to remove a downed tree when another tree struck and killed him. Chief Essler reminds people to be aware of their surroundings when on the roadway or clearing storm debris from their property.
So people are going to encounter some trees and down power lines, and we want people to remember that power lines are never safe to touch.
Even though the storm has passed, according to the National Weather Service, the Kennebec River will continue to rise throughout the next few days. As of around lunchtime on Tuesday, the Kennebec River was at 24.5 feet. That's over double what is considered flood stage. Now, around midnight on Wednesday, the river is expected to be at almost 27 feet, with flooding potential expected well into Friday afternoon. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Flooding in Fairfield has forced residents out of their homes. Others watch anxiously as creeping waters approach closer and closer. Mel Meyer has more.
It's out of control. Like, this river is so placid sometimes that we swim in it. It's like a lake in the summer sometimes.
When Emily Knight and her family went to bed last night, everything was fine. How's your basement looking now?
Things are floating. It was like 2 hours ago and the water was up to my knees, so I'm not a short person. That's a lot of water.
Police came around 7 this morning to Water Street, urging people to leave.
This morning we had determined that the river was getting too high for our comfort, and we decided to start making some evacuations to be safe.
At a trailer park off Upper Main Street,
we're under an evacuation order.
3 adults and several pets had to be rescued.
And then when the water finally breached the road, we went back through and they were still in their homes.
While some desperately tried to pump water out of their homes, others were watching for any sign they would be next and what that would mean for their families.
If we're going to lose all of our stuff, if we're going to have a place to come back to. So it's pretty scary.
We're going to wait out just a little bit and see, and then a little bit longer. If it gets bad, then we got gas. We'll get out of here.
People were stuck for over an hour waiting at gas stations in and around town. Did you expect to see a line this long?
Oh yeah. Lines are everywhere. We went to about 4 other gas stations before we decided to just settle with this one.
Zachary Folsom was trying to get to Augusta to pick up his cousin, who got stranded during the storm.
Because I went out yesterday morning to go get her, but I was going down 201 and trees were everywhere, so I had to come back home.
Many roads were blocked off, impassable, like this part of Route 201 in Hinckley on the way to Skowhegan.
We haven't seen this extent since the big flood of '87.
Many parts of the state, including Piscataquis County. These pictures were taken yesterday by members of the Piscataquis County Chamber of Commerce and community members. You can see how high the water was in some parts of Dover-Foxcroft. Route 7 and Pine Street were closed. You can see whole sections of the road underwater, while some buildings were completely surrounded by water. The storm took a heavy toll with its rain and wind. Matthew Jaroncic has the latest on the cleanup around Penobscot County.
Following Monday's high winds and heavy rains, restoration efforts are underway in Penobscot County.
We've been working with all of our utility providers to give them a list of prioritizations per municipality that we get from the local public safety agencies and town offices.
With winds finally dying down, utility crews have been working tirelessly to restore power to individuals in the area. Yet cleanup across the county cannot undo the damage caused by the storm.
Well, the high winds caught the roof and pulled back the front part of the roof, so we had damage the front part of the building. We had the rain come in, so we have a lot of water damage.
But with chainsaws running and down wires actively being replaced, some residents are unsure when they will get their lights back on.
I don't know. I heard that we're not going to have power until at least tomorrow, maybe later. They said multiple days. They don't have an actual time frame yet.
Despite uncertainty, other residents are thankful for the quick action taken by crews.
They got on it immediately this morning to get the roof fixed so that there was no further damage, and then we're going to have, everything evaluated inside to see what the total damage is and how long to fix it.
And with cleanup expecting to go on for the next several days, Penobscot County Emergency Services Director Bradley Newting says the best thing residents can do is check in with each other.
And checking in with people that you live next door with, your friends, your loved ones, making sure that they're safe and that they have essential needs taken care of.
Matthew Juronczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, it's been a long week for those at a murder trial in Washington County. We'll be right back.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered.
Nice smile, Brad. Nice. Thanks.
Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest.
It's nothing.
Sounds like something.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, unsystemic diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol coats and soothes for fast relief when you need it most.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
As a new parent, you find a chance to sleep anywhere you can. But for your baby, a crib, bassinet, or play yard with a firm mattress is the only safe place for them to sleep. Anywhere else could be dangerous. Follow the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies should be alone, on their back, in a clean, clear crib. Learn more safe sleep practices at safesleepforme.org.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Escape to tranquility at the Mill Cafe in Dover Foxcroft, where every sip comes with a view. Enjoy fresh brews and delectable bites right on the water's edge. Your oasis awaits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Happy holidays from Coastal Auto Parts, your family-owned and operated auto parts store, featuring a great line of Milwaukee tools for Christmas. Make Complete Tire Service Incorporated your next stop for new tires, quality maintenance, and professional automotive service located in Ellsworth. At Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, gift certificates are available. Body art is the perfect gift that keeps on giving.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Continuing our storm coverage, our Grace Blanchard takes a look at parts of Hancock County as cleanup crews take to the streets.
The sound of chainsaws and generators could be heard for miles as much of Hancock County remains in the dark after Monday's storm.
Our outage numbers are greater than even we predicted. So to get 96,000, I think was the max I saw this morning. That's really significant for us.
Lines at gas stations stretched down the street as folks sought fuel after multiple other stations remained without power.
Glad we got coffee beforehand. Yeah.
Came by an hour ago and there was about 25 people waiting to get in line, so I said, I'll just go to Brewer and do an errand or two and get my gas in there. There's nothing open in there.
Debris was seen all along Route 1A as powerful winds took down trees, utility poles, and even the roof of the Ellsworth Middle School.
It's been interesting. I think everyone was a little unprepared for just how strong the winds would be.
And downtown Ellsworth is usually brimming with shoppers this time of year, but it was left quiet on Tuesday as the few open businesses relied on generators.
It's pretty quiet, and I sort of empathize with the people that this is a key point in their sales during Christmas times.
According to Versant Power, it is going to be days before power is restored for many and roadways are fully cleared.
Seen a lot of power trucks coming up and down the road. We're really thankful that they're out there working hard for our community.
As crews continue to work to remove debris from roadways, officials are asking people to remain vigilant on the roads. In Ellsworth, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Jurors in the Brackett Dana murder trial in Washington County have resumed deliberations today after once again not reaching a verdict yesterday. Jurors were in and out of deliberations throughout the day, asking for readbacks of testimony that occurred last week. The two suspects are accused of murdering Kimberly Neptune at her home on the Pleasant Point Reservation. Officials say she was stabbed more than 480 times. Jurors were able to decide the verdict of one of the two defendants, but not both. It was not revealed if the verdict was for 39-year-old Kaylee Brackett or 40-year-old Donald Dana. The jury is back deliberating in Washington County Superior Court. After the break, keeping your brain healthy is important. We've got details when we return.
With AAA insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad, we offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
Remember the one who was sent to you this day. Merry Christmas from Ideal Recycling. Season's greetings from Saliba's Rug Cleaners, specializing in rug cleaning and repair for more than 60 years. New England Bible College and Seminary wishes you the blessings of the love and light found in Jesus this Christmas.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
As the U.S. exerts more pressure on Israel to modify its offensive in Gaza, health officials there report at least 28 Palestinians were killed during an air and missile strike in the Rafah region. Israeli troops also raided one of the last functioning hospitals in Gaza's north. Correspondent Nate Foy is in Jerusalem with the latest.
Israel wants to make a deal with Hamas.
Israel is ready for another humanitarian pause and additional humanitarian aid in order to enable the release of hostages.
129 Israeli hostages remain in Gaza. Some of their families protest by sleeping outside the Kiryat military headquarters in Tel Aviv, demanding the government bring their loved ones home. The head of Israel's Mossad intelligence agency discussed the possibility of a hostage deal in Poland on Monday with CIA Director Bill Burns and Qatar's Prime Minister. But Hamas refuses to negotiate.
We affirm our position of categorically
rejecting to hold any form of negotiations.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin met with regional defense ministers today, discussing Operation Prosperity Guardian, an international task force meant to protect shipping in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden from Houthi rebel attacks.
These reckless Houthi attacks are a serious international problem, and they demand a firm international response.
The Houthis say the U.S.-led coalition shows more aggression against Palestinians, while the Houthis' benefactor, Iran, announces a new voluntary naval force of its own, armed with rockets. In the southern Gaza city of Rafah, the IDF killed a key Hamas financier, who Israel says transferred tens of millions of dollars from Iran to Hamas, while airstrikes devastate Palestinian communities and kill thousands. For a second night in a row, Hamas released a video showing 2 Israeli hostages alive and increasing the pressure on the Israeli government to do whatever is necessary to bring them home safely. In Jerusalem, Nate Foy, Fox News.
Changes to your body and brain are normal as you age, but most people don't realize that keeping your brain healthy is equally as important as your body. For more, here's ABC's Justin Finch.
Brain health is important for everyone during all ages and stages of life. The World Health Organization warns that neurological disorders are a leading cause of disability worldwide. That includes dementia, stroke, and migraine. In 2019, over 500,000 people died from neurological disorders in the United States alone. Doctors say there are a few key things to keep in mind when trying to reduce your risk of developing poor brain health as you age. Getting enough sleep, doing routine exercise, and eating whole, unprocessed foods and balanced meals are among the few, as well as engaging in social activities that make you feel more connected to other people or your community. If you are worried about your brain or mental health, it's important to talk to your doctor about what you're feeling or experiencing. And don't forget, boosting your brain health is always a good idea. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Inez, let me ask you, you're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes? Really?
They're always on your scalp. Little rascals. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
He's the best.
Make every wash count. Little help, please?
I know, Mom. I wish I could come home, too.
I wanna be home for the holidays, because home is only home when I'm with you. I wanna be home for the holidays, home to you.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Today's full weather forecast is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later. As we get into things this afternoon, some gale watches and warnings are also posted. Also a few flood alerts on land as well, though, from all the rainfall we had recently. It's going to take a bit for all that water to go down, so that's why those alerts remain in effect. But we're going to be watching the gale alerts that are going to be posted, though, because of some gusty winds that'll stir up the ocean yet again. For the buoys reporting right around 8 to 9 feet according to the buoys nearby, though. Further out towards sea, some areas up to 11 feet. That's why we have alerts posted, and we're going to be watching for a little bit more activity moving forward. But otherwise, though, a partly cloudy sky being noted across the viewing area right now. Bangor seeing a good amount of sunshine. Areas to the east, so a little bit more clouds developing because of the system that's kind of stalled out right now, calling some rainfall to develop in other parts of the world. But for us, though, we're just watching this clouds developing. That's about it. There's another system out to the north and west. Not a lot of precipitation with it, though. So our focus, though, will be dry weather and the wind that'll be taking place over the next few days. So futurecasts moving forward, showing a partly cloudy sky for us today. Maybe a few breaks into clouds coming up later on tonight with a mostly clear sky as it gets windy out there too. As we head towards your Thursday, a lot of sunshine will be noted. And even by Thursday night, though, not too bad with a mostly clear sky. Perhaps a cloud or two can move through, but that'll be about it. Even by Friday, we're looking pretty good. So a nice dry stretch to help the water to go down. But some gusty winds will be possible today, reaching around 25 miles per hour, maybe 30 miles per hour at times. They'll pick up a little bit more later on tonight and getting even stronger for the daytime tomorrow. Some gusts up to 30, even 40 miles per hour are possible throughout the day on your Thursday. Average high temperature is now 33 degrees. We'll do upper 30s for your Wednesday, lower 30s Thursday and a Friday, upper 30s by Saturday, and another warm up just in time for the holiday weekend. Sunday's Christmas Eve, Monday's Christmas Day. We have lower 40s for the high temperatures, and those will continue into Tuesday as well. So for the rest of today, partly cloudy and breezy with highs in the upper 30s, that north wind getting up about 20 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, here we go, lower 20s, mostly clear and windy, north wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, here we go, lower 30s, mostly sunny and windy. Look at that wind out of the north at around 40 miles per hour at times. Healing Hands Massage extended forecast, here we go. Mostly sunny on Friday with highs in the lower 30s, upper 30s on Saturday with a mostly cloudy sky, and partly cloudy Sunday with highs in the low 40s.
And Governor Janet Mills has declared a state of emergency for parts of Maine. She's just been briefed by two state officials on conditions around this state, and we are going to be going live to that press conference in Augusta. I understand that the people that have been briefing her is the MEMA Director Peter Rogers and Maine DOT Commissioner Bruce Van Note. We're going to be taking you live to that press conference.